Hello my loves, and welcome back to BehatiLife YouTube channel. If we're meeting for the first time, welcome, and for those of you that are old friends and family, welcome back. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be diving into the lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Virgo. I'm a Virgo, and let me tell you, I'm a little bit nervous. So let's go ahead and get cozy, grab some coffee, grab some tea. This is the brew that I'm drinking from today. And let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, my love. So before we dive in, I really just want to introduce you to this little bird that's over there, just sitting there hanging out and going to be joining us for tarot time. And you may not be able to see, but you may be able to hear. There is a bumblebee that's been lingering around, and I don't know if you guys know this, but the bee is one of my animal totems that I work with the most, so I'm pretty excited for its generous appearance. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive in to this lunar eclipse. I do have the chart pulled up on my right on my laptop. It's March 13th 2025, roughly around 11:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For the full astrological breakdown, I will be sharing that on Behati Love Notes, but for right now, we are going to be diving into the tarot, okay, and seeing what the energy holds, and I'm going to be working with the Mermaid Tarot. And I guess this little bird is just going to join us for the entire reading. So I'm going to pivot it just a little bit so they can join. Please take a moment and connect with your angels and your guides. Ask them for protection. Even if you trust me, you should always be protecting and guarding your energy regardless. The other thing that you need to ask for is discernment, to know which part of this message belongs to you and which needs to be discarded, belongs to someone else. And ask for your intuition to be strengthened, please, please, please. And thank your angels and your guides for their help and their assistance and their guidance, because they don't have to guide us, right? Okay, so let's see what the cards are that are jumping up for us today. The first card we have is Seven of Pentacles. So this doesn't surprise me at all. And the reason why this doesn't surprise me is because the moon in Virgo is notorious for paying attention to detail, looking into things, analyzing things so that they can strategize and place things where they belong. This eclipse is going to highlight those energies, especially if there's anything in your life that needs to be eclipsed and pulled out, or if there's anything that you're doing. I just heard tariffs again. Interesting. So I do think that there's going to be some type of energy going on with the tariffs. We'll talk about that. Actually, if I wait, I'm not going to be able to channel on it. So Spirit, what do you want to talk to us about with the tariffs? Okay, Wheel of Fortune card has been showing up a lot lately when it comes to global predictions. For those of you guys that don't know, I've been sharing most of my global predictions with Behati Love Notes just because it's a more protected space. However, I've been sharing a little bit more here because a lot of people were asking. But the Wheel of Fortune card has been showing up a lot. In this case, it's reversed. So to me, this is showing us like stunted energy with that. This is not, sometimes with the Wheel of Fortune card reversed, you think that this has a lot to do with like, okay, we're having a stroke of bad luck. I don't see that as that. I think that this is something that was moving forward, like, especially because the last time the Wheel of Fortune card came through, it was almost like, well, what I was seeing was the leader. I'm not really allowed to kind of like say names here. The leader declaring something from a very more impulsive place without so much bringing in those around that are meant to consult. That it's in the past, historically, the leader would then consult, and then it would be like this collective agreement. It felt very impulsive. I talked about that in the recent in the last 2 videos for global predictions, every single one of them within that week, except the first one, it took 2 weeks, has been spot on. But you guys know that that's what you expected. So the reason why I'm breaking that down is that just to kind of catch you up, if you're not watching the news or if you're not aware, if you haven't checked out those videos, I'll link them down below. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it's almost like that progress, if you want to call it that, has been stunted. And there's almost like, it's interesting because I do, with the Page of Cups, I do see some type of offering coming through. And for me, the word that's coming through is panic. So a country may be panicking. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune card reverse for me, please. Oh my goodness, these cards just wanted to jump out. Yeah, this is feeling like this was too much. 3 of Cups, reverse, too much. Yeah, this is where we start to think a little bit more rational. Now that there's, I don't want to say cockiness, but there's a level of like cockiness or self-belief. It kind of gets like put into perspective. Like you kind of look back and reflect and just, now this is global and we'll go back to more personal predictions, but the leader starts to, the waters of their mind start to calm down a little bit and they start to rationalize and start to, what's it called? Like, I don't want to say sell, but try to convince and pull something, anybody connected to be on the same page. And to offer up, it's almost like damage control, but I don't think that this person sees this as damage control. They're trying to negotiate now. And the reason why this is so different for this person is because typically their energy is more uncontrolled, very unpredictable. Like, you can expect the unexpected with this person. They change really fast. They move from their emotions, or if you look at a child and you have a conversation with them, they kind of blurt things out. That's how this leader moves as well. So I do feel like there's a sense of panic that is, okay, I'm hearing the word withdraw. That's connected to watching someone, a country, withdraw. And now, interesting that that's this turn of events, especially with the Wheel of Fortune card reversed. So now instead of moving forward, it's almost like, okay, I'm ready to negotiate with you. I'm ready to hear what you have to say. Okay, now it seems like there's a little bit more room to work together. This is global, and then we'll go back into personal lives for sure. There's more room to, sorry guys, I don't know how I did that, but there's more room to work together and figure things out, come together in meeting of the minds. Like, now I'm willing to work together as a team. The King of Cups was reversed, but I decided to put it upright. This is someone, we also have the Emperor card. So there's a lot of masculine energy and a lot of leadership being called into question at the time of the eclipse. It does feel like there's a country here that gets completely caught off guard, that I don't want to say bit off more that they can chew, but they don't want to get body slammed in the way that they are realizing that they are about to be hurt. And for that reason, now they're willing to negotiate and come together now, come to an agreement, because they're starting to panic. And that's something that I'm seeing globally, and you'll see that in the news. If you are not paying attention to current events, I don't blame you. A lot of you guys are disconnecting for a reason. I support that 1000%. But for those of us that are interested and enjoy doing predictions, especially major global predictions like we're seeing today, this is there to support you. Also, Spirit wanted to start off with that. So I'm going to say for now that also I have an issue, one last thing, with Gayle King flying into space. I love that she is feeling called to do that or has accepted the invitation, but I just don't think it's a good idea. So let me shuffle on that really quickly. It like makes me sick to my stomach thinking about, yeah, 7 of Swords. It makes me so nervous. Like, Gail, why? Miss King, please, the world. Those aren't positive cards in this situation. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into other things that we need to hear, that you need to hear for the full moon. And for those of you guys that want to check on the burb, still there, still hanging out. Oh, you taking a nappy? Good for you. Shh, such a sleepy baby. Okay, take a nappy. Okay. Such a little sweetheart. Okay. What is it that we need to hear for the collective, for the lunar eclipse? Also, thank you guys so much for clicking, tuning in, tapping in. Okay, so interesting. Oh my gosh, you guys, this couldn't be any more Virgo. The only thing that we're missing is the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, and the Moon card. So this lunar eclipse is happening in the sign of Virgo. Like I was kind of saying in the very beginning, it almost seems, whether you're a Virgo, earth sign, or whatever, we're all going to be under this collective energy of analyzing, assessing what is, I just heard the word deliverables. Interesting. So someone here may be asking for something, or has been asking for something that they feel that they are due. It could be effort, it could be communication, it could be an answer. They are needing to hear that answer. I want to tell you that not getting an answer is an answer all by itself, and that's the closure, or that will be enough. That should be enough to tell you all that you need to know in order to make a smart decision, a healthy decision for you in your life, right? For some of you guys, I'm hearing no negotiating. With that, I feel like this has a lot to do with your worth, or what it is that you're asking of something here. This could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be something of yourself. We're not negotiating and compromising it from this space anymore, because it doesn't serve you to continue to wait for something that feels like bare minimum, or something that is going to help stabilize you. Looking at the astrology charts, I want to remind you that Uranus is still moving pretty slowly through the sign of Taurus. Also, Uranus is going to be almost directly conjunct the part of fortune in the sign of Taurus. So we are not settling. We're not settling at this lunar eclipse. Taurus loves a firm foundation, it loves stability, and it likes to have comfort in whatever that means for you. When Uranus is transiting through Taurus, that sense of comfort and stability gets called into question, because life just kind of swoops us around and swings us around like a roller coaster. One minute you have a high, one minute you have a low, one minute there's an opportunity, then the next minute there's a challenge, and then the next minute it's all three, like all of it at the same time. With Uranus and the part of fortune conjunct and the sign of Taurus, this has a tendency to bring a lot of good luck. I also want to tell you that there's this really beautiful trine that's happening between the sun and Mars. The sun is half 50-50 of the lunar eclipse here, and the lunar eclipse is happening in the sign of Virgo. So paying attention to detail, being strategic, and asking for even the smallest tiny minute thing that's going to make your life more convenient, or more easy, or more happy, or more hopeful. Because some of you guys, you are tolerating relationships that are killing your faith, or you're tolerating situations that are totally killing your faith. I don't like that for you. This is, especially with the planets right now, so many planets, Chiron, Mercury, Venus, transiting through Aries, of the personal planets. They're trying to force you to prioritize self. It's not selfish. It's important that you check in with yourself as often as you can, especially if you're someone who is generous and kind and empathetic and compassionate towards others, or with others' energies. it's very important that you're not making excuses for inappropriate behavior, for tolerating things that you don't want or would wish for yourself. And there's the planets right now, not only are they helping you to see and scrutinize, meaning like see something for what it is and not be swayed so much by our emotions, but like let's say you love something or you have hope for its potential. The truth is, and Virgo energy would see this, that potential is something that it isn't right now. It's something that it could be, but it's not right now. So you want to be really careful that you're not rooting yourself in a potential, because potential doesn't support. Potential doesn't fulfill promises. It says that it could, or that it says that it will try, but it doesn't guarantee that it'll happen. So you're gonna want to see under the light of this full moon, the moon here, King of Pentacles, the Hermit card, you're gonna want to see, analyze even the dark corners of your life that you are hesitant to look at. Having said that, this could be a very massive cleanup in your life. I will say, and just kind of inserting myself here, I'm a Virgo, and I'm preparing to open up the apothecary. I'm preparing to open up the shop. Now, before that happens, I want to do a mass cleanup of some of the way, like some of the furniture that it is that I have, the way that it's set up. I think I talked about this a little bit in Behati Love Notes, kind of rearranging the apothecary space around because I've evolved a lot, and finding something that works for who I am today and what makes me efficient, what makes me creative, and just catching up, right? This is something that I haven't been able to do. But when I look at the charts, seeing Mercury, Chiron, and Venus in the sign of Aries, it's reminding me of the mindset and what I'm attracted to, rolling my sleeves up and getting cracking when it comes to what did I envision for myself? How can I be more efficient? What is the tiniest detail that's going to make me be able to use my gifts to the max of my ability? Especially because I've evolved so much through motherhood, even more. And my magic and my intention setting process has really evolved, which I was told that it would through many women in my goddess circle from years, not when I was pregnant, but just over the time, over the course of my journey. And they were right. So I say that to say that this is my example of how this message applies to my life and how I'm going to be using this lunar eclipse. So the other thing that I'm really feeling for you guys is, this doesn't have to be a painful separation or painful cleansing. It could just be getting organized, looking at the plan that you have and implementing it, so it's not just something that you talk about, so that it's not just all words and potential and not something that you carry forward. With the Hermit card, this is the card of assessing, looking, and I don't know if you guys can see this, and hopefully you can, but he's carrying a lantern in a dark space. So you're going to want to take your the lantern of your life, so to speak, and shine a light in the dusty corners of your life or the dusty corners of your relationship and begin to address, clean, and sort things out. The King of Pentacles showing up at the center of the reading for the lunar eclipse as unpredictable and wildly challenging and emotional as lunar eclipses can be. I actually see this as a very good, positive, healthy, constructive moment in time that so many of us need. Again, it just feels like you're rolling your sleeves up. You have a plan, and once you get this thing done and over with, then you'll be able to start this fresh chapter. You'll be able to start new. A new door will open up. I think it's really interesting that globally the Wheel of Fortune card showed up, but I want to almost apply its message to this reading now, which is you have the choice. Oh my gosh, this bird just pooped in the seeds. Okay. I'll clean that out right afterwards. Like, look at me having to clean out the wild birds. Well, I don't have to, but I want to make sure that they have the best out there. Anyway, got distracted there. You have, at every time, okay, whenever the Wheel of Fortune card showed up, I'm kind of reminded to tell you guys about like fate. That sometimes there's moments in your life where, regardless of the choices and the decisions that you've made prior, you will always find yourself at a fated point in your life to learn, to shift, to pivot. Regardless of the choices that you made, it still would have brought you to the same path. It still would have brought you to a similar choice and decision. So with the fact that the Wheel of Fortune card is showing up reversed, yes, global, but I'm applying its message to us here personally, it's reminding me that this lunar eclipse, this Virgo lunar eclipse, is a moment, a fated moment, where you are called to make a healthy choice, a healthy decision, and to do the work that is being asked, that's required of you to make, again, like that healthy choice that's going to change your life for hopefully the better, move it in a different direction, for real. Okay? So that was very long-winded, but I got my point across for those who needed to receive it. Let me shuffle on the moon card really quickly, because sometimes this moon card can represent secrets. Okay, Two of Cups reversed. Interesting. Do you guys know, have you heard of the quote where it's like, oh my gosh, and the Ace of Cups showed up? This kind of came up, I don't know if I pulled this earlier and put it down for you, or if it showed up and I continue to shuffle despite. And before I do this part of the reading, let's go ahead and check in with the verb again, who is currently grooming, still there hanging out. Love it. Okay, now that we have a bird refresh, energetic refresh, when I was shuffling, the Ace of Cups showed up, and I don't remember if I pulled it out and shared it with you guys or if I powered past it, but it's showing up again. And one thing that is, I believe wholeheartedly, that's going to be showing up for the lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo is a connection to the heart space. Have you ever heard the saying, it's the straw that broke the camel's back? So many of you guys have heard that. It's a straw that broke the camel's back. Virgo reminds us that it's really small things that can take down or eat away at the happiness and the health of something much larger. Think about how a mice, when they get into an attic, and it's so cute when you see one or two, you feed them, they start populating and growing. Next thing you know, they're chewing up boxes that you have in storage. Next thing you know, they're chewing wood. And next thing you know, those tiny, cute little creatures just took down a whole house. Why? Because you didn't deal with the small issues when the small issues were easier to deal with. Letting things build up and go unattended to for too long will turn molehill into a mountain. Even though the Nine of Cups is here, and the Nine of Cups represents, oh my gosh, I just got this little wave of like, I miss my daughter, even though she's in the next room. I just heard her, she's playing with her nanny. And I can't wait to go run out there and join them. After this, I'll take a quick break. And now I'm at this point, I'm talking to myself, unless you guys, but I feel like you guys are listening to me too. Okay. With the Nine of Cups, yes, the Nine of Cups will oftentimes represent happily ever after, wishes fulfilled. But there's been this energy lately of seeing, or I don't even want to say seeing, someone sensing that something may be benefiting the collective, but maybe not necessarily benefiting you. And you're being called right now to kind of identify what that cup is that you need, that you could benefit from, that would help you feel better, feel happier, feel more content, feel more whole. For someone here, you are very happy with your life, but you're looking for a new home space. You're looking for a new place to settle in. Not settle for, but like literally a place to rest and get cozy. For some of you guys, you are finding a method that, again, helps you be more productive. It could be a planner. It could be stickers, adding stickers to your planner. It could be writing your schedule down in markers. It's something that makes you work better, feel more whole. We're going to also apply this to relationships. There might be something where someone could really use a little bit more support, or the space to be seen so that they can communicate some difficult emotions. For someone here, it could be therapy, going through a breakup, going through a split, knowing that it's the right thing to do, but going through the grieving process is tough. Everybody here has a different message applied. It just really depends on where this lunar eclipse is happening within your chart. I want to draw your attention to the King of Cups, that even though this lunar eclipse is in the earth sign, there's so much emotion here. There's a lot of emotion here that's showing up. Oops. For someone here, it has a lot to do with anxiety, or starting to realize like, I am running out of time, or I need to hit this deadline, or I need to get this done. Like, this is something that you can't sleep on. Like, you can't keep putting it off. That's really the main thing, the main message here that I'm sensing is like, no more putting this off. We need to handle it. We need to deal with it. We need to address it. Something small can turn into a bigger issue, or you're relying so much on luck or magic, that you're not doing the effort on your part. Even if you're Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, there is going to be something in the near future. Like a promise, a ring, a commitment, money, resources, security, stability, but there's some type of action here that you need to take in order to get there, in order to help it along. Yes, setting intention is very powerful. It's very important. You should be doing that regardless, in my opinion. But at the same time of setting intention, you still have to kind of do the work. Okay. Oh my gosh, these cards really just want to keep showing up. We have the King of Swords, the Emperor card, the King of Cups. Now, these cards did show up for the collective reading for the globe, but I'm going to bring it into our intimate lives here. Be serious about yourself. Be serious about your happiness. Be serious about your health. Be serious about your money. Be serious about your life. It is wonderful to build a life with another person, but before you do that, it's also important that you screen yourself and ask yourself, what did I want for myself before I met this person? Because you guys are still, even though you're, let's say, and this is for someone in a relationship, even though you're in a relationship with them, you still are a whole separate entity, like a whole separate soul without them. Even if they may bring out the best in you, there are still things that you need to take care of within yourself that are your responsibility and your duty to make sure that you are good. They should be doing the same thing. That's the foundation of a very healthy relationship, usually. So with the King of Cups and the King of Swords and the Emperor here, I think someone is really being called to have a beautiful moment of keen observation of themselves, their life, their desires, what's working, what isn't working, rolling their sleeves up, taking care of what needs to be taken care of, doing what needs to be done. This is masculine energy, so it's active, it's chasing, it's dominant, it's a leader. You are the leader of your life, and essentially you're calling the shots. So the lunar eclipse is going to help you with that. Let me go ahead and see what cards are showing up here. For someone here, if you realize, especially in a relationship, that, you love, but you're on different paths, this is preparing you to, for some of you guys, walk away, but preparing you to do whatever is necessary, to do what it takes in order to begin to take steps that are going to take you in the direction that spirit, the universe, your angels, and your guides wants you for the future. It's not as if you need anyone. Exactly. So this card showing up speaks what I've been saying, which is sometimes a tough message, especially if you're someone who leans on other people, friendships and stuff. You are being asked to kind of put yourself first, not in a way that's selfish, but in a way that makes it so that you can actually come together better with others, come into better alignment with your future, and etc., etc. One of the other cards that just came out too is honor thyself. So again, this is more of a message here about like you and putting your needs first. Again, not selfishly, but just knowing yourself, knowing what you want, knowing what's up. Don't be misled. Interesting. So I don't see this as lying, cheating, or scandal, even though we do have the moon card here. I see this as it's easy to get caught up in someone else's dream. It's easy to get caught up in what you're told to do. It's easy to go with what the world is saying. If you are not sitting with yourself, honoring your space, tapping in, and doing a whole assessment of what your needs are today, right? So that's where I feel like it's like, don't be misled, as don't get carried away by where the current is taking everyone. Any additional subjects in our life? All the cards that I'm shuffling from will be linked down below. Any other subjects or topics that need to come up during the lunar eclipse for the collective here? Also, for those of you guys that are waiting for the mom reading, whether you're a dog mom or fur mama, or the mother of a newborn or adult children that you still worry about, that reading is to come, next to come. Speaking of readings, if you love these readings, I do shuffle and pull for a small collective with Behati Love Notes. It's a membership. It's linked down below. I also pull the charts for them every single day, except Sundays. Okay, change. Oh my gosh, of course. Of course. So it says, don't scare yourself with the next 40 steps. All you need is that one next action you can say to love. Just show me the first step and change me into one who can take it. So remember how I was saying how it's like, it kind of seems like the small things can kind of add up, the straw that broke the camel's back. Sometimes a helping hand or doing things bit by bit and having a plan of action makes all the difference in the world. And that's what's being expected of you while you are in the midst of incredible change in your life, change in a more positive direction. For some of you guys, this change is bringing in more abundance. For some of you guys, it's a change of a home. For some of you guys, it's a change of your relationship status. Everyone's going to be different. Some of you guys are changing cars. Oh my God, loneliness. It's so funny that this card is coming up, because I feel like for someone here, they may actually be fearing a loneliness, or fearing being alone, but being content with yourself actually helps you to find people that are a better match for you, because you'll stop settling for anything because just to fill a space, just to fill a void. Virgo energy will never do that unless Virgo energy is very broken. And I'm not saying that to be cheeky. I'm just being honest. Virgo will analyze, and choose to be alone for as long as it takes, instead of filling the space up for the sake of, having someone in the room or having someone have dinner with. Virgo will tolerate. It says, when you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace and love my solitude? And that's when kindred spirits can finally come. Now, the next card that we have here is, travel. Let every aspect of this trip unfold in harmony. May divine order arrange and handle every detail. I'll be guided easily and follow the leads as they are shown. So to me, I see this as like, sometimes when I see travel, I just think of like going the distance. Like, I also see this as movement, especially when we're focusing on and looking at change. Travel to me also represents effort, Travel to me also is attention to detail, and all of those things are energies that, sorry, I'm making sure that they're safe. Okay. Not being mom from the window. That's so funny. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to go on a whim, but other times it's good to have a plan. Okay, especially at the time of the lunar eclipse. So, my loves, I really do hope that this helped you. I am definitely preparing to reopen the apothecary. It's been shut for over almost 12 months, the course of my pregnancy for the most part. I know that you guys are needing it. I'm seeing the emails. I get the emails all the time. I did do some custom work for my clients in the meantime. These items that are going to be opened, especially the love spell. Oh my gosh, the protection oil is something that everyone's been requesting, and interestingly enough, the Banish fix candle and the Banish oil has been like my number one things that everyone's like, please, 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 just bring it back. I need it. So 1000% they're going to be restocked. If there's anything that you need in particular, please let me know down in the comments, or let me know at info@BehatiLife. If you need anything from the shop, there's a newsletter for you that you can sign up, and you will be able to see the dates for that, which I'll be announcing there first. Anybody who signed up for the newsletter always gets first come, first serve access, and then it's opened up for the world. Do keep in mind that I'm going to keep my orders to a minimum, because mom mode comes first, and I work in little windows of opportunity, because I'm really enjoying the season of my life. So thank you guys for being with me over 10 plus years, me working my magic. Thank you guys so much for the incredible reviews. I know that for the longest time, the main issue has always been it just takes too long to ship. Also keeping in mind that me having smaller amounts, instead of trying to match and meet the demand, will help with that issue for sure. Okay? Until then, we have a lot of work that we need to do. Clearly, with this lunar eclipse, we have a lot of setting up. I have a lot of people on deck who are going to be helping me getting everything the way that I want it, and it's going to be better than ever. And I worked really, really hard, and I've come a long way. Oh, bye. Oh my gosh, the little bird finding the flew away. So cute. Anyway, on that note, I'm about to do the same. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm sending you guys all of my love. If you want to dive deeper into intuitive readings and astrology, that is available for you at Behati Love Notes. Until then, thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, because there's plenty more videos where this came from. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.